Good morning, everyone. This is Lady Sachet coming to you live from Ladybug's garden. We're just out here this morning checking in on the garden to give you guys a quick update of how things are growing. And so far, everything is looking very wonderful. Back here, we have our Brussels sprouts. We have 2 plants of Brussels sprouts. We have some kale here. Tucked back here, we have some lettuce. We have 3 plants of broccoli here. We have some more kale. We have 3 plants of 1,000 head kale growing. Some more kale. We have our collards that are starting to push through just a little bit. But this, let me pull my cover back down. This is our first raised bed. We're going to move on over to our second raised bed here. I'm going to lift the cover. Over here, we are growing 4 heads of cabbage. I've been checking the leaves every day behind them, and I don't see any signs of the cabbage worm moth because these have been covered for quite some time. So I'm trying to figure out what else might be eating my leaves, maybe slugs, I'm not sure. But over here we have cabbage. I don't know if you guys can see. The leaves are starting to fold in on themselves, so it's starting to head up pretty well. These are still kind of small, but they're doing what they do. We have some more kale over here. I was able to sneak some green onions in. This year will be the first time that I'm growing cauliflower. So we have 4 plants of cauliflower over here. And yes, you guessed it, we have more kale. Some green onions right here. We have some summertime lettuce back here. And we have some Florence lettuce here. We got a couple of marigolds that are popping up within our raised bed, so that's going to add a pop of color to our vegetables. So that is our second raised bed here. Moving on over to our third raised bed, we are growing bush beans. We have some cilantro tucked away back here. This collard stalk isn't doing too well, so I'll probably pull it up and just plant a collard seed here. But our bush beans are popping up all over the place. We have some basil that we are growing back here. This is an experiment that I was trying this year. These are Clancy potatoes. And these are being grown from seed. So this is an experiment to see how they come out. Apparently we've had a casualty here. So I'm not sure what I'm going to stick here because I don't have any more Clancy potato seeds. So we're gonna have to root for these last 2 plants to hopefully make it to maturity. I will keep you guys updated on their growth. In our 4th raised bed here, I'm going to lift my shade cloth. I am growing some southern greasy collard greens here. This row is going to be Willis collards. And our back row back here is our purple collards. This is my first year growing these 3 varieties, so hopefully they taste pretty good. Moving on down the line here, I was at a nursery recently and I found this tomato winter Siberia plant. So hopefully we can grow some tomatoes throughout the winter. If so, that will be lovely. I was trying to overwinter my strawberries. This is the first time that I'm doing it this year, but my strawberries are continuing to produce. So we might get some strawberries, we might not. We'll have to see. I love mums. So I have a Miranda orange mum here, but it looks like a red mum was snuck in there. So getting two colors for the price of one. Here in our last raised bed, I just recently planted some seedlings. So here we have some cut and come again mustards. We have some Barish chard. Back here we have some bok choy. And then right here we have some 5-colored Swiss chard. This is my first year growing callaloo. So this is what we have here under this cup. We have our green basil. We have our purple basil. And we have our pineapple Tom tomato plant. I was going to pull this plant up to get ready for my fall garden, but this plant decided to regrow, so I decided to keep it. And as you guys can see, we have some flower buds here. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 tomato plants here. We have a couple that are trying to start up here, and we have 2 back here. We have a couple right here. We have a couple back here, and we have a couple back there. So it looks like we might be having a round of tomatoes here in Ladybug's garden. But that is just a quick tour this morning of what's growing in our garden. I will definitely keep everyone updated on the growth, especially our Clancy potatoes. But I would like to thank you guys for joining us today, and look in the future for updated videos coming from Ladybug's garden. One more thing. This is my dwarf lemon bush. I've been growing these lemons for about 15 years now. And although each year the lemons are getting smaller, this tree is very prolific. We make lots of lemonade with our lemons. We use the lemon zest in our cooking and our desserts. It is just the perfect little tree in our garden. But once again, thank you for joining us today, and we will see you guys in the next video.